Welcome to the ListRiff Challenge, the show where you find a problem and we find ideas to solve it. That's right. When your friends won't listen to you and your family doesn't understand, we do.
Insert logo here.
All right, today with me is my guest, Alyse Steele. Let me pull you up on the screen here. There you are. Welcome, Alyse.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good. We're gonna play a little game here today, but before we do, I want to get to know you a little bit. Now, this is a self-enterpriser production. Self-enterpriser being somebody who finds what they love to do and then figures out how to get paid to do that. So tell me about what you're doing for business right now.
For business right now, I am marketing online for real estate agents. And I'm currently moving what I know to help entrepreneurs in their business online.
So your past has been real estate.
Yeah.
And you're moving into, now I just want to get clarification on this. Any and all entrepreneurs online or do you want to redo that? You seem a little bit.
No, I'm listening to what I said and I'm like, well, you know, I'm.
We can totally restart.
No, don't edit. No, I'm a jack of all trades. I do a lot.
That's good because we never do editing on this show.
I don't want you to do it. No. I discovered online marketing. I shouldn't even say I loved it. I just discovered it. And I do it for real estate agents because that's how I started. And then I realized how to do it for anyone. I should say how to do it. I'm a Facebook page marketing expert.
Okay.
So I try to get people to get on Facebook pages rather than shy away from them because the algorithms have changed. People don't want to do Facebook pages anymore. And I'm like, that's where you have to stay with Facebook pages.
Yeah, I've kind of come to that conclusion too.
No,
I didn't want to. They're changing the rules. They do this, but it's almost like you're probably too young to remember phone books.
I'm not too.
Time.
I look that young. Thanks.
I know. When you had to be, if you were in business, you had to be in the phone book. I had a business and I was in the phone book.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And now it's like you have to have a Facebook page, and so at least something for people to go to. But if there's something and they can learn more about you, then even better. So you help people to have something when they get there, because we're going to look you up. If you're in business and we're going to do business with you, they're going to look you up, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so, and video is like the best intro. I saw your video on your Facebook page when I was thinking, should I have this person on the show? And no, that's not really how it went. It was more like, Alyse, please come on my show. And you're like,
Yay. No, I have a background in photography and videography.
Okay. And
I just kind of melded the two together. And I realized that people don't do video. And I thought, video with Facebook page marketing, you've got a good chance of being seen online, which is why my company is called what it is. That's why I called it Limelight CEO.
Oh, right. And that's limelightceo.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we reach you. Or we search for it on Facebook and find your Facebook page. Well, hey, you ready to play the ListRiff Challenge?
I am.
Awesome. You sound.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready. I'm a little nervous. I've always wanted to be on a game show.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no prize, but whatever.
The prize is the love in your heart that you feel that you're serving people and saying, oh, no, really. And I thought about that. This is like a talk show mixed with a game show, except there's less prizes on this than there is on a talk show.
Right. But that's okay.
Talk shows have no prizes. And so this has fewer. But the prize, and I thought about that. I actually thought about making this competitive. And then I'm like, no, that's going to be like, yeah. Because then you have to like put somebody else's, how do you pick a best idea? There's not really.
No. What's the word? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Meeting new people. People getting to get to know me, that's the prize itself. I have yet, like I said, I'm just launching. So it's a very, very soft launch. I'm a very busy lady. And so I'm, 1 to 2 hours a day, maybe if I'm lucky, I get to work on this new venture. So just getting out there and being seen is all that I care about. So
Well, and one of the reasons that we do the ListRiff and that we're doing it as a show is to help people realize that, well, first of all, a lot of us make business a lot harder than it really needs to be. And when we feel that we don't have an answer to something, we freeze up and do nothing oftentimes, or we go spend a lot of money looking for those answers and sometimes still do a whole lot of nothing. But I think if we look inside ourselves and we have a system to look inside ourselves, even a system as simple as making a list of 10 ideas, we can find a lot of the answers we're looking for inside ourselves.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then if that doesn't work, or you just want a different perspective, you get together with one other person or 10 other people, which we do in our community, which we do here today. We get together with people and our peers have answers too.
Yes.
And so business doesn't have to be that hard. We don't have to have the stumbling blocks. We'll just take care of them and zap. So let us start with the preliminary challenge.
Okay.
I'm very proud of myself. I've been able to say preliminary almost every time I've tried.
Preliminary.
In the series so far. So yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Before we start though, we need to know the rules. I have here the rules. I will read them. I have a list of real challenges found from real people on the internet. My guest and I will each write down 10 ideas for solutions to these challenges. Once we have reached 10, we'll hit enter into our conference chat. Finally, when the lists are posted, we'll discuss the ideas we've come up with. It's important to note that silly ideas and bad ideas, they're not only allowed, but they're encouraged. This goes for you watching at home as well, or watching in your office when you're supposed to be working. It frees the mind, and sometimes it just helps us to get to those 10 ideas. The preliminary challenge, however, we only have to come up with 5 ideas.
Yay.
And this is a question you've never heard before, except in the pre-show when we decided what this question was going to be. Okay, some of you will get that. So we're going to start with something that's in your area of expertise with this preliminary one. Now, the other one, you don't get so lucky. The main challenge is just going to be some kind of... So don't be nervous now, because you'll know these first ones. Let's start with this question. 5 things you should do or consider when jumping into video for your business online. Now, I mistyped that. It says business for your business.
Business for your business.
That doesn't make any sense, although it is fun to say.
Business for business.
For your business. That's like a toilet paper salesman. I'm in business for your business.
Business for your business. It's so funny because I mentioned toilet paper in my first blog post.
Wow.
So weird, right?
There's a theme here. It's something about
toilet paper. What is it with me and toilet paper? It's going to follow me everywhere now.
It does. You better check your heels, because it will follow you right out of the way.
Walking out. 5 things to consider when starting video.
Yes, 5 things to consider or do when starting video for your business.
And it doesn't have to be an online business. It can be any business, just to clarify.
Right.
I didn't realize that I was challenging you.
Well, it's not really a challenge unless I win. So but we get to play together. That's the deal. Sorry.
Okay. So now what? I'm hyped in.
So have you gotten 5?
I've got 5. I win.
I'm on like 1. I'm gonna come.
These are the things that people ask me all the time, or that I suggest all the time. So.
Well, yeah. Well, let me think if I can. I don't have to get to 5, but I want more than 1. So let's see. Video, starting your business, or starting video for your business. Oh, I have to do number 3 because I think this is really great. Is that noisy?
No, it just sounds like you typing.
Is it like clackety clackety?
Yeah.
I'm not really typing. I'm just making it sound like I'm typing. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so yeah, enter that in, and we'll look at your ideas here.
That's a good one. I like your number 3.
See, that's why I had to get to number 3. It's kind of fun. So we'll talk. Let's see. You said script, uniform, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't own any uniforms. Call to action. Today I'm dressed as a police officer.
Right?
Come to our dry cleaners where your uniforms will be clean and crisp.
Uniform. It's very important.
Okay. Well, I'll ask you what that means in a minute. Call to action is your number 3. Practice is number 4. And buddy. So let's talk about, probably talk about a few of these if we're quick. Talk about number 1, script.
Yeah. So many people don't want to say a lot, or they don't know what to say when they get on video. So I just tell them to print your blog out, write an outline or key bullet points they want to cover, right, and tape it somewhere or have it somewhere where they can glance at it. So they're not sitting there saying, because a lot of times it's, what else do I say? What do I say? And it kind of gives you a way to edit and keep it short. Sometimes people, they are long-winded. They will talk and talk and talk and talk. But if you have your points and you cover them, then you've got a nice short and sweet video that people won't mind hitting play and actually watching it because they know that you're going to give them the meat. I call it the meat of the video.
Okay. All right. And I like bullet points. See, I just said, you just said, we all say,
Say, no, I'm just kidding.
So that time I just said, see, now I'm not all focused on this and I think some ums are okay. I think some ums make you real.
Yes, which goes with your number 1, which I love.
Which is know that real is in. We don't need fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think just which goes along with something I used to do. I didn't tell you this, but I used to dabble in video myself. And it was a lot of fun. So it's good to be back with video on this show again. But having a buddy, talk about that.
It's kind of what we're doing. Some people are so nervous or so against getting on video that they don't realize it doesn't have to be just them. I deal with this with real estate agents. They're like, well, I don't know what to talk about. It's like, well, you sell houses. Take a video of a house. Like, you don't have to be the person in the video. You can showcase the house. That's a video. So for people who are trying to themselves get online, consider being an interviewer. Whether you are the one being interviewed or you interview somebody else, have a buddy, talk to somebody. Some people, when the spotlight is not on them and it's on somebody else, they will be more apt to actually hit record and share it. So that's what the buddy is. I like that. I like it too, because you can have a question that's written down and ask somebody that question. Mm-hmm. Or like you said, kind of on a board in front of you, here's my list of questions, or even on your computer screen. And then you get to shut up and your audience is still getting good information. Yes. And you're still there. You're still present. Right. And you're the expert because you're the one asking the questions. So weird. Yeah. All right, let's get to uniform. What does that mean? Probably right next to I don't know what to say is I don't know what to wear or what I want to look like. So uniform, this is going to be a huge topic on my blog and my site and one of my videos that I'll delve into more. But consider when you walk into a store, any store, most of the employees have a uniform, and it's the same for every employee. And it's any store you walk into, you know who the employees are because they're wearing colors of the store, and they're all uniform. They're all consistent. When you're doing video, if you're not a fashion blogger, then pick something that you wear every single video. One, not only does this help with editing, if you make a mistake or you forget to add something, you can go in and record it and wear the same thing. Right. But you can make it consistent with your brand. So if you put a lot of money into figuring out your brand colors, use that in your video to connect, to keep it consistent. And then you're not worried about what to wear. So for me in my video, it's the green shirt with a blazer, just because I want to be professional, but I also want to keep that green color in there. For you, it might be your black shirt You know, like it's whatever, so that you're not focused on what you're wearing or what you look like. You're focused on the meat of the video, which is your, your script, what we're talking about here.
So black shirt is my uniform. And the first few shows that I did, I was switching different shirts. Mm-hmm. And one of them, and it may have been the first one, I wore like this coral colored silk collared button up. Yeah, I sound like a fashion blogger now. And
it's okay. I'm not saying don't do it. I recommend. These are my recommendations for people
who
just
was
won't get on video.
3 out of 4 seasons. But then I realized if I do 2 shows at the same time, eventually I'm going to, let me start that over. If I am doing shows and constantly changing clothes and I don't have a huge clothes budget, mm-hmm. then I'm going to be wearing the same shirts from time to time. And what happens if I do an edit and I'm like, oh, this show needs to come up right after this show. And now I'm wearing the same shirt, maybe 2 or 3 shows in a row. That's just kind of like, I don't know. I felt bad about that. So I'm like, okay, what can I do? And so far, it feels like I'm following all of your rules here. So
you're on it.
That's kind of
they're not rules. Just said think of 5 things.
Oh, suggestions. Yes.
So these are suggestions.
Okay. They're only rules because I'm following them.
No, they're only rules because you're right.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Practice. You said practice. I said number 2, practice in the shower. So I guess you can practice in your car. Practice
anywhere. I say if you're not going like Facebook Live, where you're just going to get on video and you actually want like videos for your membership sites or whatever, get a script started. You can practice anywhere and just start reading the script. And pretty soon you'll know it so much that the real you will come out, like, because you know the stuff so much. You're no longer focused on what to say. You're focused on, hey, I'm just going to be real. You know what you're going to say now. Now you get to put your personality into it. Practicing is number 1 by far, the way you're going to get rid of the ums. And it's the way you're going to get those videos nice, short and clear and concise, where people will actually, watch it. They'll be like, okay, this person isn't going off on a tangent, Yeah.
So. If we're struggling, what do you think of this idea? What if we, by the way, you can take any of these ideas. And I forgot to mention, if you're watching this on our Facebook page, the Self Enterpriser Facebook page, and you want to add your own ideas to this list, please do. You can take any one of these ideas as well and come up with 10 ideas of how to do it. Okay, where and how can I practice? You can come up with 10 ways to do that. Now, don't get into the track of procrastination because you're always making lists. But if you're struggling with something or you need some ideas, sit down and make a list. It works. But what about like recording yourself? You can even read it so you're not making any mistakes. And then you can listen to that while you're running or, I don't run, but, while I'm driving somewhere. Yeah.
Anytime the thought comes to you and you start hyperventilating because you are like, oh my God, I have to do video, and you start freaking out, that's when you should record. Because then you will, even if you don't have a script, of course, it's easier said than done, oh my gosh, I can't record myself, but the more that you can just, as soon as you think I've got to do a video, just start recording, which is what I like about your number 3, because it's so non-invasive. It's like you're just recording yourself.
Right. So for those who are listening on audio, we better tell them what number 3 is. Keep video on yourself all the time while you work on your computer. When I first got into doing video, this is what I did. And you can figure out how to, if you can't figure out how to do that, put it in the comments and say, how in the world do you do that? And I will look it up on Google for you. But what happens is, I was talking about this on a previous episode. It's kind of like New Year's resolutions in America. Is you write them down, you put them in front of you, and then 2 weeks later, you totally forget about them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is the same thing. You take your, okay, that's kind of a joke, but you take your video, put it in the corner of your laptop or wherever you do your work, and just leave it on you for 2 weeks. Probably within a week, you don't even notice that it's there anymore. And that really helps to alleviate the nerves, or the discomfort of seeing yourself on video. I try to look at the picture of whom I'm talking with in these shows and ignore myself largely. We're running way over time. We're only supposed to like pick 2 of these and talk about them. And
I like all of mine. So thank you
for
asking about all of them. But call to action is very important. Make sure there's a call to action in your videos. Otherwise, why are you doing them?
Right.
That's important. I really want to make sure people know that.
Now, does it need to be a clear call to action, or does it need to be a subtle call to action?
It can be subtle. Like if you're crying your eyes out because of an emotional thing you're sharing with your tribe, that's an indirect call to action. People are going to interact with you. But if you are getting on video for the sole purpose of sharing your message and getting people involved and trying to get some action like in your group or get people to sign up for an email list, don't let that precious real estate pass you by. Use it for something, even if it's just saying, hi, comment or like on my video so I know who's watching. Just tell them to do something, because that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason you're getting on video in the first place.
Right.
So don't forget that.